So we put these videos out obviously because we're trying to promote aviation and showcase the trip we're doing because it's awesome, but there's a whole nother side to that that's the safety, and the safety is the thing that we think about the entire route. Yesterday running a river, yourself, myself, Cory, Bo, Trent, the crew, we're not just going down a river aimlessly trying to figure out, what's around the next bend. We've got plane after plane, 3 of us in tow at about 300 feet running the river. We're all spaced out a quarter mile, calling out wires, calling out strainers. Maybe there's boats, maybe there's people. You never know. And so it's not like we're just diving into these places aimlessly. The safety aspect is something we got to touch on, and you guys at home got to realize that there's a whole lot more than what you just see and watch on the screen on your video camera there.
We had 2 spotter aircraft, one an entire mile ahead of the flight that's in the river, another one at about, half a mile,
quarter mile.
And then when I was down in that riverbed, I had a safety pilot flying, and we break it up. We have a shoreline hard line. So we set it up kind of like an air show type of thing. There's a hard line that you set, which, in the air show world, they call it the crowd line or whatever you want to do it, and it's normally a 500-foot minimum.
For us, we're using the shoreline. Literally, you're running down the center of the river, and I'm never going to cross into that river. I'm always going to be on the south bank.
Right, and so Kevin was flying that hard line and watching me and making sure that I was being responsive to the whatever calls were coming from CC, and he was the spotter aircraft, and then Bo was behind me in the river. So anytime we're doing those river runs, we do approach it, and we try to do it as safely as possible. Dude, it's freaking fun. It's awesome, and you can do it and manage the risk and do it in a safe manner. It's
Somebody
possible.
asked, how do you run cameras and fly? The reality, those cameras are out on our wingtips.
Yeah.
We're not looking at those cameras. We press record, and we have hours and hours and hours of content. We come back, and we do a short clip, short edit, so that you get to see these river runs. But the reality is that camera's just running. Oftentimes, we don't capture what we really want to capture. We're like, dang it, we missed that shot. because we're more in tune to what's going on the river with that pilot and his safety and looking ahead. I mean, every other bend yesterday, guys up, here comes wires, guys power lines, hey, there's a boat around this corner. And so safety's paramount.
Right.
And there's a heck of a lot more that goes into the behind the scenes. You know, safety's paramount.
And it's not just about the safety as well. It's also about being legal and being respectful as well. You know, we show a lot of footage that's refined.
Hey
I
guys,
guess.
Here comes a house.
Let's
get
selected.
up.
Yeah, it's handcrafted. It's
Get
like
back up 500 feet real
So
quick.
I mean, we're not just spotting for safety issues. We're spotting for compliance with the regs. We're also spotting to just be courteous. If we see somebody fishing in the river, well, we got a spotter that's flying at 500 feet, a mile upriver from the guy that's on the deck, which in yesterday's case was me on the water. But, you know, if you call out a fisherman, or if there's a bald eagle, or yesterday there were blue herons.
And there's a bunch of deer.
Yeah, and there were deer. And so whenever we see wildlife or a big flock of birds or something, we climb up out of the river. We're not just a bunch of idiots trying to go and destroy things either.
Well, we are kind of a bunch of idiots, but...
That's true. We're just a bunch of knuckleheads flying airplanes and loving it. But there's a certain degree of, and we don't want to put it out there that you should go out and disrespect human beings, disrespect wildlife. That's not what we're about. One of the reasons why I love backcountry flying is to enjoy
the freedom and access
freedom and the access of nature. And so, you know, I'm as you know, I got some hippie in me. I got some respect for the land and tree hugging in me. And that's why we have the Heavier Out campaign. That's why we take care and we try to be responsible. And so I apologize for this big, long-winded safety, you know, kumbaya session. But I think it needs to be said. And
the takeaway, there's a heck of a lot more that goes on behind the scenes than what you just see on the screen.
So anytime you're watching a Trent Palmer video, or a Mike Patey video, or a Kevin Quinn video, or a Cory Robin video, any one of the Flying Cowboys, you know, just understand that there's a lot that goes on, you know, a lot more planning than you might think. There's no amount of planning that can eliminate everything, all the risk. Sure, we are in a riverbed, and there are going to be animals that we freak out. I saw some ducks go underwater.
I saw a fish jump.
Yeah, we saw a fish jump. I mean, but there's a certain amount of, hey, you know, we're going to go out and have fun, and we're going to enjoy this wonderful world we live in. I mean, I get into riverbeds like this out in the Midwest, and I'm a kid in a candy store. This is not something I access all the time in the mountains.
It's really not.
It's beautiful. So thanks for having us. We'll see you on the next video. Subscribe to Kevin Quinn's channel. He's blowing up right now. He's picking up new subscribers every day. It's awesome. There's a link in the card right here, right now. Click on that right now, because I'm going to end the video right here anyway. You might as well go ahead and go subscribe to Kevin's channel. You're not going to miss anything. Do it right now.